Hello, happy Saturday. I'm Jenny and I work in our education department, and today would have been second Saturday. And I just wanted to say how much we all miss you at the museum, and we hope that you are having a great weekend, and we wanted to share some fun activities that you all can do as a family today in lieu of second Saturday. So, second Saturday's theme this month would have been Kooky Collections as we examine our special exhibition Tulsa Treasures, which is full of private collections of all sorts and types, like from shoes to toys to artwork to front doors to all kinds of amazing objects. And so today is really about celebrating your collections. So today we are doing a really easy, simple art project that is all about celebrating your collections. So I collect rocks from places that I've been. Everywhere I go, I pick up a rock that kind of is really beautiful to me, and I display it on my mantle. And so we are going to do something called blind contour drawing. It's something that artists do to help them practice their close looking skills. So this is a really good close looking challenge that really kind of usually ends up as kind of this really funny, silly, abstract drawing that I actually really like the way they look. So all you need, the only requirements you need are either a pen or a permanent marker, and I'm using a piece of like pretty heavyweight, like pretty thick paper, because after I'm done, I'm going to use permanent marker, because after I'm done, I'm going to watercolor, do like some washes of color on top. So I have these rocks here, and the way it works is you guys can have fun arranging a still life. A still life is just your collection all by itself, so that you can like put them in places that make sense to you, something that's kind of visually interesting to you. And then here's the hard part. To do a blind contour drawing, you have to really test yourself. So when I start, I'm going to uncap my pen. I'm going to find a place on the paper, and then I am going to draw how the contours or the outlines of my rocks and try and catch some of the textures and the details. And my rocks, like this one has a line, so it's basically like half and half. So I'm going to try and capture that without looking at my paper and without lifting my pen up. So all in one line without cheating or looking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on just the contours, and we'll see how it goes. I did it before I went on camera, but being on camera, you never know really how things are going to go. So I'm covering things up. I'm not looking. It's really hard not to look. Oh my gosh. I have no idea what my pen is doing. I think I just went around, did one rock, and now I'm going to do that halfway line. Oh. And then I'm going to go up and do this little round rock that's on top, like right next to it. Ooh, I'm trying to go fast. If you don't need to go fast. This is something that like actually you are better at if you go slower. But for the sake of time, I'm going to speed things up a little bit. Whoa! Okay. So I did it really fast, and mine, I didn't actually go back in. I just tried to do the outlines, and I didn't go back in and add any lines or textures. But that's pretty silly looking. When I did it just like taking my time, and I did it, and I tried to like really kind of focus on where the light was and where the angles of my rocks were, and it ended up looking like this, which is a little bit more like my rock collection. After I was done, I went back in and I lifted my pen and I added some shadows, and then I also added some little dots to give it some of, like this one has a lot of like dot texture, and so I went ahead and just added some little dots. But you can see where like this one has some like divots and stuff in it. I just like made circles, but I had to connect my line all together. So you can see kind of where I have to go up and then down, and I follow the contours of, this is like where the halfway colors are, and here's like some contours around, like this is like one side of the rock. And it looks pretty silly, but it looks like kind of abstract, a little like, and I actually really like the way this turned out. So what you can do next is you can take watercolor and just do, like, I might, if I really like this, I might frame it just like this, like as a nice little like abstract still life. But then I can do a wash of color over the top. So a wash is when you get your paintbrush super wet, and if you're using a pen, you might test your pen to see if it's water resistant, like if you can do a wash on top of it before you like just put it on your artwork. You can do it on a separate piece of paper just to test it. That's why I used a permanent marker, because I knew I was going to do like some watercolor over the top. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to do some yellow, and I don't really have to, maybe I'll do like some yellow background and then try and get it a little closer to what it looks like on the rocks themselves. But yeah, so I'm just going to just doing straight lines. I'm not really going to worry about covering the whole paper, because I like kind of how the white and the yellow looks. If I kind of go over my my rocks, that's fine. I kind of like the way that looks too. Let's see, I might do some kind of at the bottom where it like it's darker where the shadows are. I might do some orange mixed with yellow. To kind of just make it look a little darker. And for that, I am going to go into those shadows and kind of paint over them. There's really no wrong answer with this project. And I think, honestly, like I've done several blind contour drawings like this in my life, and I feel like the funnier they look, the more I enjoy them. So, but it is a great way to kind of test your, it's a great way to test your close looking skills. You can do, your whole family together can each do one, and then you can compare them. That might be fun and silly. So I'm going to let this dry, but you can kind of see how I just added some color around it, and then when that's dry, I'm going to just kind of maybe do a wash of like some light gray on the rocks themselves. But I hope you all try out this challenge. It's pretty fun. You can turn it into like a really fun game and compete with your family. So I will see you later, and I hope you all have a great Saturday. Bye!